Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and the video you are about to watch was filmed over the course of a couple of weeks in November. And if you guys missed some updates here and there, I was extremely sick for most of the month of November. I lost my voice, I was unable to talk, so you'll hear me coughing and hacking a couple times in this video, and I might be a little bit hard to understand because I lost my voice. I had laryngitis. So I'm feeling much better now, and I'm trying to bring you guys updates as I can. So enjoy this Hoophouse update.
All right, if you don't remember, this is what the before of the Hoophouse looked like. With a little bit of work, we've been cleaning it out.
Hi flower friends, it's Nicole from Flower Hill Farm, and I am in the back of my car right now recording this because it is windy out today, super windy, so I don't want the audio to be really fuzzy for you guys. So basically today is a very exciting day here at the farm because we went and picked up our new tractor this morning. It's called a BCS tractor. It's not what you think. When you think a tractor, you think you sit on a tractor and you move things. Well, this is a smaller tractor that you walk behind. It kind of looks like a snow blower, like a walk behind snow blower. And this is for inside the hoop house. I've been talking about it for a little bit now. Something I wanted for a couple of years since I put the hoop house in. I thought, how could I more effectively work this space? Brad actually did some tinkering, tightening some bolts, and he's giving it a go right now. So why don't we go check it out? Back of my car is closing up, so it might be a little bit windy. The wind's just been whipping. I was just taking care of the chickens. I bought them new feeders, like new things to feed them with, and it was raining and stuff, so my mascara is down under my eye, and so apologize about that. Ooh, Brad's in here tilling the sides. It's super dusty, so we're trying to keep the sides open as much as we can, but because it's windy, it's taking the dust right away. Very cool. Wow, it's actually going deeper than I expected it to. Wow.
After going over the space with the BCS several times, I decided I wanted to rake out the clumps of just the dead weeds and stuff that we had taken down in there because I didn't want it to poke through the Bio 360 that I was going to be laying down to make the beds. And then the soil in there is so dry. I needed to give it a nice drenching.
Okay, Brad just rolled in here and starting to soak up some water. I watered her in here for probably 45 minutes, nice and slow, let the water soak up, and he just kind of rolled in here. We have to roll in here because when we make the beds with the bed maker, the soil has to be pretty compact or there'll be a lot of air in the beds, and you never really want that. So this is all some grass that's dead. I'm gonna let that go ahead and decompose in here. But for the most part, now what's left to do is I'm going to be making 3 rows with the compost, and then we will work that into the soil, roll it again, make sure it's nice and flat, and then we will use the bed maker. We're probably not going to get everything done today. I had a bunch of orders to ship this morning, and it's already after 2 o'clock. So we only have, I would say we have 2.5 hours of daylight left. So I'll see what I get done in that time. The soil from Vermont Compost, it's actually a compost mixture. I'll look up on their website to kind of look up what it's made out of, but it's definitely different than the Fort V mixture that we use to make soil blocks. It looks it's so nice. I'm really excited to see how stuff grows this season. We've added compost in here in the past. We didn't last year though, so this will be the first time in 2 years that we add some compost to the soil. And the last time I added it, it was just some locally made mushroom compost, and I really felt like that was just not good stuff. Stuff was dying in it, and I had a ton of weeds sprouting up, so I'm not sure how aged the compost was. I was also finding stuff like electrical wires and large chunks of glass in the last time we brought compost in. And I never like to see that. Clearly that's not sifted compost. You never want to find garbage in your compost. That's always a cause for concern. So while buying the compost in like this is more expensive than getting it locally, I feel confident that I'm not going to find pieces of electrical wire or broken glass in this bale. Now this is a 2-yard sling, so it's only 2 yards, and there is, they do have a square footage about how much. I don't know for sure, but I think it covers about 500 square feet with just like a 2-inch layer or something. So I did grab 2 of them. This is just me being super impatient because Brad's using the machine that I want to use to roll down on the other flower fields, but I don't want to wait. So I'm just doing this whole like horsepower style. One pile in, 1,000 to go. Oh look, Brad brought the Kubota over so I don't have to be a crazy person. But that's just me being stubborn and not wanting to wait. Brad's got the new bed maker, just giving it a little bit of a trial run. We don't have any paper on it. Babe, the tape measure's on there, don't forget that. Okay. He's just seeing how wide it is and stuff like that. Okay, it's actually a few days later, and I lightened the load of the compost so that we can actually carry it in here and dump it, which is extremely helpful. Now I just have to spread it out.
When what to my wondering eyes should appear, a teenager and a rake helping mother dear.
Okay, so what I did was I put the sides down, and now I'm gonna water everything. And then I think tomorrow is also gonna be a nice day. I'm going to probably put the beds in by hand. We're having a bit of an issue with the new bed maker that we got, and I'm running out of time to plant. So, sorry, it's getting loud. We got four-wheelers going crazy. So Brad and Axel are riding. So tomorrow I'm going to lay the beds out and then plant what I can because it's November 16th. I don't have time. I'm lucky that I've gotten this far in here. So I am not going to push my luck any further. I'm just going to put the beds in by hand and get stuff planted tomorrow. This is some good looking soil, and this isn't enough, guys. I need more.
This is how I used to make beds back in the olden days before I bought the Kubota with the bed maker attachment. It's kind of simple to make by hand. It's just a little bit more time consuming, and obviously it's more physical in nature of it. So you just roll it out and then you cover up both sides with soil. And I like to do a couple of inches up on the side. It's difficult in the hoop house because there is no extra soil because of how close I put it to the edge. But I've already got a pile of sand that I have out by the chicken coop. And when I open up the side in the springtime, I'm going to load up the sand on that side of it. And that's because when the hoop house is open in the early spring, which is what you need to do, otherwise the ranunculus and all the plants in there will fry because it's going to get so hot. But if you don't put sand or soil or something on the edges, the wind is just going to rip that bed right out of the ground. So I definitely need to put sand or soil, whatever I can get my hands on, along the edge on the hoop house side.
Okay, I just did the soil on the one side. I just put some pegs in the other side until I can get on the other side and get some soil to cover that, because I don't really need it until in the spring when I open up the sides. Then the wind will just take this right off. So I do need to cover that side so the wind doesn't take it off, but not right now. I just want to get the plants in the ground. So I'm going to get the campanula and get it planted. My tray of camp, I've had this for literally 2 months now. This one's dead. Okay, some of these dried out. I'm not even gonna plant them. They have been outside in the cold temperature, so these have seen down to 20 degrees uncovered. Campanula is zone 3, so it can handle it, which is why I'm planting it on the outer row instead of the middle. I want to plant my ranunculus in the middle because ranunculus is more of an experiment for me. I'm not sure if it's going to come back, which I'm going to plant ranunculus this week in the hoop house. So that'll go in the middle row because the middle row tends to stay a little bit warmer, even if it's just a degree or two. It's worth putting it in the middle just for that. So the campanula I have in 3 different colors. This color is white, so I'm going to start with white. I space my camp just 4 inches apart. I did that last year and I found that to be pretty decent. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So this is a biodegradable film made out of corn, and I've been using it for several years now. It's called Bio 360, and I just use my fingers to poke holes in it. It's been a while since I planted anything in the soil, so this feels kind of nice. I usually just throw a podcast on and just plant for hours. So that's what I'm gonna do. So then probably the rest of this video will be fast forward planting. Okay, I finished the white. This is a tray of pink, and then the final tray will be lavender. Tray number 3, white. No, purple. Yes, it's lilac. And it's all in. I would think this is roughly 35 feet of campanula.
I would say, I think there are 218 plug trays, so roughly about 600 plants in this space. I would say I didn't plant maybe 2 or 3 dozen were like empty or dead holes. So that's the fact of life, especially since it's been sitting outside since September. So we have white, pink, and lilac, and this is an amazing flower that my customers went crazy for in the springtime. I would say end of May, early June is when I can expect to see blooms off this one. I do have more to put in the hoop house, but that's it for today. So thanks guys for sticking around and watching me transform Henry the Hoop House for 2025 blooms. I cannot wait to make sure that this space is utilized as it properly should be next season. We'll see you soon.